I tested 6 different UVs to see what the difference was. Hey folks, welcome to the channel.
Hello.
And the tests that I am testing are Let's Resin UV. It's their standard hard type. I'm having a look at the Degassing, and it's the 3 different types that I could get. The craft resin and the resiners. So I bought all of these myself, with the exception of the resiners, which was sent to us by resiners themselves for quite a while ago now. But all the others I have purchased myself.
Okay.
And what I'm going to actually test is the cure performance, the clarity and the finish, the durability, the aging and the yellowing, the compatibility, and the workability.
Okay.
What does all that mean?
I have no idea.
I have no recollection now. It's a bit, I have to be honest, it all did get a little bit chaotic.
Did it now?
There was a lot. Go on. Did you hear that deep sigh? That's Kirk.
My average video editing normally takes about between an hour, 2 hours if it's quite a long video, potentially longer if it's one of my massive makes. Mm-hmm. Okay. This took me 7 hours.
Yeah. Anyway, I used the same lamp throughout every single cure. And I used the Resiners double-sided UV lamp. I made sure that it was as stiff as a pole in its fully upright position, because I wanted it to be fair between all of the brands.
Okay.
And that I'm showing you there is just the wattage of it. I personally never take any notice of it, but some people might, so it's there for you. But yeah, the first thing I did was I took a syringe, I took 3 little moulds, and I did, into one of them I put 0.5 of a mil. Into the second little oval mould, I put 2 mils. And in the third mould, I put 4 mils. And the reason I only put 4 mils was because I couldn't fit any more in the mould.
So you don't use all 3 because you change it to a rectangle one?
No, yes, I do. Because I thought the rectangle one might be bigger, but it wasn't. It was exactly the same. It was exactly the same. So okay. It was 0.5, 2 mils and 4 mils.
Okay.
And then I put them under for 2 minutes at a time to see sort of how they cured and.
Okay, so this is 2 minutes. So you've gone.
So it's 2 minutes, and then what I did is I put my nail on it, not my bare nail, my gloved nail.
Yeah. To
see if it was cured. If it wasn't, I put it in for another 2 minutes, and I just repeated that until it was cured. Essentially.
Okay. Now all of these tests you are scoring these on.
So I'm scoring it on the touch after so the touch test after it's cooled down. So does it feel rubbery, all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
When are they dry, handle dry? I checked the center and the underside to see if they were soft or hard. Now, because I'm using a double-sided lamp, the bottom would have cured the same as the top.
Yeah,
I suspect. Did they feel smooth and nice?
Did they cure nicely?
Did they cure nicely, basically?
Yeah.
And I've got to be honest, I didn't use any, like you see people go over it with a lighter and all that kind of stuff.
To take out the bubbles and stuff like that.
I didn't do any of that. All I was interested in was, what does it cure like?
Okay.
So without any, because I can't control.
That one does look.
Well, now that one I scored. This is the Degassing. Do you know what? I didn't write down what's what.
Oh,
But that's the J Diction high viscosity. High viscosity.
it's your experiment.
I know. And it basically, every single cure that it did, it bubbled up. Massive, great big giant bubble.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every single one. So I was quite surprised because a friend of mine absolutely loves J Diction UV, and she swears by it. I'd not used it before this particular experiment. But I do use their glitter UV, and that is fantastic. But yeah, that the standard UV, I wasn't impressed.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So this test is where I put in. So again, I took 3 of the moulds, and I mixed in 1 drop. So it was 5 mils of UV into the little pot.
Yeah.
And then I mixed in 1 drop of Let's Resin dye. And then I added the same amount to about the same amount to those 2. And then there was a little bit more for the third one. So into the first one, I'm going to leave that completely plain. The second one, I'm actually going to add some glitter in. And the third one, I mixed in 1 scoop of mica powder.
Okay.
So it's exactly the same amount of mica powder for each and every one.
Yep.
And I was genuinely quite surprised by how they all did on the mica powder, because it all of them cured absolutely fine.
Okay.
One of them took a little bit longer. Which one was it? Let me just go and see. The J Dictions took an extra round of curing.
So another 2 minutes.
So an extra 2 minutes over the others, but they all cured absolutely beautifully.
Okay.
So I was genuinely quite pleasantly surprised by that. Same with the glitter. The glitter, all of them were, I literally couldn't choose the difference between any of them in terms of the glitter. And the same with the clear. The only difference with the clear was the amount of bubbles.
I suppose you can't really, well, you can't really see the bubbles in the coloured ones.
Well, you can, because it was a transparent colour.
Okay.
So, but I have been told that, and I do this normally, before you use UV, you generally turn your bottle upside down.
So the bubbles rise.
So the bubbles are at the bottom when you use it.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But I deliberately didn't do that in this test.
So it's the same principle as like me paint tins and that.
Yeah. Yeah. And the reason I didn't do that is because if you're brand spanking new to UV,
you're not going to know that.
You're not going to know that unless you've sat through hundreds of hours of UV. Of UV videos.
Yeah.
Because I only learnt that, about 6 months ago, something like that. So I didn't know. And I was quite happily UVing along with
all your bubbles.
With all my bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this test was sort of almost like a depth, not a depth one. What's the clarity?
The clarity test.
Yeah. So again, I used 3 cabochons. Now these are the sort of shapes of cabochons that you quite often will use in jewellery.
Yeah. Which you have done.
I have done. Yeah. I have done with this mould. So, and I was looking to see the clarity. Now this again is that J Diction, and you can see how.
So what's going on with that then?
It's I don't know. I honestly don't know. I can't tell you what's the problem. I suspect it's because it's too thick. I mean, I was putting these to the absolute limits of what they can go to, but that's the only one that did that.
How bizarre.
So, yeah.
But even that small cabochon had some, and that's not really that thick.
All 3 of them. Yeah. All 3 of them had it. So, yeah. and that came up on the very first round of 2-minute curing.
So how would you stop that then?
I'd not use it.
That's a good way of stopping it.
That's what I would do. Quite simply, I would just not use it. So what I will say, and this is a big, giant caveat, everybody is different. Everybody works differently. Everybody likes different consistencies, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
These are my results for how I do stuff.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean to say that if you do this tomorrow, you will get an exactly identical result.
No, but to be fair, they are what you've done for one of them, you've done exactly the same for all of them. So it's not as if it's
I have made
a weighted test or anything.
No, but I have made it as scientific, and I say that in inverted commas, as possible. So I've done exactly the same for each and every single one of them. I've used the same lamp, I've used the same molds, I've used the same timing, I've used the same lamp, the same distance between, everything. I've measured where I can.
Yeah.
To try and make it as fair and as comparable as possible.
Yeah.
And I didn't use a lighter or a torch on any of them. So
no, because you can't really control that.
Because I can't control that. I can't control
how much heat gets onto each one. And,
exactly. Which is why I chose not to do it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
So, I mean, someone might find this useful. Somebody might go, "What is she talking about? It's a complete load of codswallop."
I do that.
You do that all the time.
Yeah. That's what I'm actually listening to.
So this is the clarity test. And now Let's Resin is A, and you can see that there are a lot of bubbles in there. B is the that's the new formula J-Diction. And it was horrible. It just cured horribly. The only thing that the J-Diction did well, or comparable to others, was the when I put colour, glitter and mica in it. And then all of the others, they're about the same. I felt that E was just a tiny bit clearer than everything else. But I think E and F were actually really, really good on this one. So the craft resin and the resiners.
Yep.
I will say that J-Diction, I could smell it. It didn't set off the resiners or anything like that.
Yeah. But there was a smell to it.
I could smell it.
Yeah.
And I could smell it after it had come out of the lamp. It didn't I wouldn't say it lingered for very long, but I could smell it.
But there was a noticeable smell.
There was a noticeable smell.
Okay.
And I would say with the Let's Resin, there was also a little bit of a smell.
Okay.
So
what are you doing here?
So here, now this is my yellowing test.
Oh, that is just a little note to say thank you to our Glitterati members. You are all legend, and thank you very much.
Indeed. So this one I did. Now, the letters don't correspond with the rest of the test. I have
Distressed
to say.
me no end.
Because there were two.
Craft Resin A is actually Craft Resin F.
Yeah, no, it's E. But what amused me no end is I actually made this little chart a little while ago.
Okay.
And then I forgot I'd made it. So when I went to make another one, I was like, oh, no, I've already done it. But the letters were in the wrong order. So what I did there is I put a little blob in each one. I wanted to see how far it
would spread.
It would spread.
Yeah.
And then once those were cured, I've actually put them in the garden.
So to see how they
and I'm going to see
yellow and
I'm just going to leave them in the garden, and I'm going to see they're undercover, so they're not going to get rained on and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I'm going to see how they yellow over time. And I think what I'll do is in, I don't know, 6 months or so, I'll return to them and see how they've done, because I would be quite interested to see what the yellowing is when it's got a lot of UV going onto it.
Yeah. Would it still get the UV if it's undercover?
Yes, darling.
Okay.
Yes, you can still catch the sun in the shade, can't you?
I don't know. I mean...
Well, okay. Let me put that into... I can still catch the sun in the shade, can't I?
Well, yeah.
So with this test, I put in about 2.5 mils, so not a lot, because I don't want to waste it.
Yeah.
You know, UV is expensive. And then I stirred it with a little micro stick as fast as my little wrists would go to put in as many bubbles as possible.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to see how it degassed all by itself.
In what time frame?
I left it about an hour.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And the reason I left it an hour is because
You were doing other stuff.
I was doing other things, but it is not that uncommon for me to actually do something UV and then leave it for an hour.
Okay.
I tend to do that quite a lot because I don't use a lighter. Even when I'm doing, my bookmarks.
Yeah.
All the things that I do, I don't tend to use a lighter. And that's just because I'm terrified of either ruining the mould or setting the house on fire. So I don't do it. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
I avoid it. And to my mind, they should degas. You shouldn't need to use a flame near them.
Okay.
To my mind. So that's why I was testing it. Now, this one is about as inaccurate as I could have got, but I tried to make it as fair as possible. I did 6 long lines, one with each of the resins, and then cured it under this. I did use a different lamp for this because my other one, this didn't fit under my other lamp. I used my other Resiner's cordless lamp.
Yeah.
And it was just to see. Oh, well, I come back to it in a moment.
Yes,
So
that was part one. Now, this is why I had trouble editing this because it was so all over the place. It was unreal.
Well, it was how my mind works. So this is me returning an hour later and having a look at how they've degassed. And I was genuinely quite surprised. They all degassed really, really well. I genuinely would struggle to pick between them, if I'm honest. There
was no bubbles in any of them?
There was nothing to choose between them. There was nothing that made me go, oh, that one's dreadful and that one's fantastic. There was literally nothing to choose between them. So they all degassed really, really well. It was an interesting test because, all of the companies say ours is the best, ours is this. And for me personally, I've never been able to tell the difference.
No.
This was really for my own peace of mind because, what makes something good? Exactly. So now with this, I wanted to just try them in a detailed mould. This is the most UV friendly detailed mould that I have.
So this is a skull. It's a skull.
It's a skull
at the end.
turtle. I didn't realise it was a skull when I was doing it.
There's lots of
So I'm sorry if you don't like skulls, but I honestly didn't. I've never done it, so I didn't realise.
Yeah. So there was a skull at the top, and I think its feet were skulls.
Yeah, but it's got like a little wreath around the side of the turtle, which is why I wanted this one. Why I wanted that one. Now I did it in. It's not exceptionally deep, but I did it in two pours. So I did the deepest part first, and then the second part, and I did all of them pretty much the same. So the deep part first until it leveled off, and then I did a second thing. And again, if I was making these for an actual make, I'd probably do it in maybe 3 pours. The reason I did it in 2 is because we're all impatient. Sometimes you don't want to sit there for, and then what I did with them is I did them initially for a 2-minute cure. And then the second one was an 8-minute cure.
Okay. So a really good long proper cure.
As if, because that's if I was actually making this, that is how I would cure it. I'd do 2 minutes. Okay. And then I'd do it a really good cure.
Yeah.
So I was looking at them and I thought, so this is towards the end of the testing. And I thought by now, I'm pretty sure I've developed a bit of a bias.
Okay.
So I marked those turtles and I gave them to you to pick between. This is a brittle test. So those ones that I poured earlier, I let them have a really good cool down session.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to break them.
Okay, so the first one broke quite easily.
Yep.
Second
So
one
this
was
goes from left to right. So the Let's Resin broke dead easy. The Diction was actually the most flexible of all of them.
yeah.
So I thought it did really, really well. I think apart from this one, I don't think this one did. Oh no, they all did well. I think it was the craft resin that just snapped, or that might have been the Let's Resin that broke and hit you on the shoulder.
I know, yeah. I was just working away and all of a sudden I get attacked by flying pieces
I've
of
been
resin
banned from scientific experiments of any kind
while I'm in the room.
Well, I've got a clay one coming up, so
Yeah, but that's all right because you're not going to try and snap it, are you?
Of course I am.
Okay.
What do you think I'm going to do?
I don't know, but I'm not going to be in the room for. Oh, that one broke as well.
Yeah, so Resiners broke. So all of them broke. So the Diction did break, but when I went back to it and really kind of,
so it wasn't as easy as the first one. It was.
It took some effort. Now,
Now this
my
is me.
hands have not turned into hairy creatures. This is Kirk. I said to him, take a look at all of these and put them in order of what you think is the most clear.
Yeah. So I had an initial look to see if there was anything obvious. There were two that had. So this one had loads of bubbles in it. There was. So that one I put as
The worst.
the worst.
Yep.
There was another one. I still don't know which one's which, but that was the worst. This one has had some bubbles in it as well, so I put that one down as the second worst. And yeah, you can see there that there's
a few.
Yeah. Now these ones, I really had to be really, really picky because I really struggled.
But that's what I needed you to.
Yeah. There was one of the skulls was not as clear on one of them, so I put that one as third. But the other three, there was very, very little in it, and I did spend quite a bit of time trying to decide which one was more, which one was better than the others. And
but there was not really anything to choose
no,
between them,
and I was trying to look at like the tiny little skulls on there and just seeing like which one had the most detail in there.
Now, just out of curiosity, what do you think was the top one? What brand? Just out of curiosity. Quickly. This is him being quick, by the way.
I don't know. The what was the second one that you did the bendy? B.
Diction.
B.
Diction. You think it was B? This is what this is. You think it was Diction?
Yeah.
Okay. You're wrong.
I have no idea.
You're very wrong.
No.
And then I think this is the final test. So the final test was just me doing a doming mould on a little tiny
little blue coin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like a little blue disc that I've got. I did them specific. I say blue. They're not. They're periwinkle, just for the record. By Just Resin.
So blue.
No, it's periwinkle. So it's like a purpley blue. It's beautiful. It's a purple blue.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I'd like the hallway that colour.
No.
Mean. So I did a doming coat for all of them.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see if there was shrinkage. Again, I was looking for the smell, all that sort of stuff. And what I found was the only one that really had a little bit of shrinkage was the Diction.
Which one?
The B.
Oh, okay.
Had a little bit of shrinkage.
So if
all
that
of
had
the others,
happened, then you'd have to go over and dome it again.
Yeah, and C, if you can just, I think you can just see the tip of it there. C had a little tiny bit of shrinkage, but those two were the only ones that I could look at and go, yeah, they shrunk. That was it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So there really wasn't a huge amount to between them.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Yeah.
This is me doing a scratch test. So I'm looking to see how hard they are. So how much pressure and force do I have to put on before it marks the little piece?
Yep.
So A was kind of, it was all right.
There's a little mark
there's
there,
a little
but
mark there.
you were giving it a good scratching.
Yeah, I was giving it a real good scratching by now. B.
Bit more on there.
Yeah. B, I felt was quite soft.
Okay.
Quite easy to mark. And the same with C. It was very easy to mark.
Okay.
D was the absolute easiest to mark.
Yeah.
That one just, and that was with, so I started off with like a writing pressure and then worked my way. Now E, I honestly was really giving it some welly to mark that. And F was about the same pressure as I was putting onto all the others.
And you're not putting a lot of pressure on there because your wrists aren't that good.
No, so E was, so I started off as if I was writing on them.
Yeah.
And then I just got firmer and firmer.
Yeah.
I was trying to sort of simulate if it was on a key ring fob and a key was scratching against it. Yeah. Or money.
Yeah.
And these are the results. So brand E, which was craft resin, got 97 points out of 140. I was a really stingy marker, mind.
Yeah.
And it worked out, that works out at 0.5 pence per gram. D was just resin high viscosity.
Yeah.
And that's 63 pence a gram.
That's quite expensive.
Mm-hmm. 0.63.
Yeah, I know, but it's
a lot more expensive than the others. Yeah, for sure. A is Let's Resin. And that's 0.5 pence. So Let's Resin and craft resin are comparable. Now, before you say, but they're different prices, yes, I've rounded them up. Okay.
Okay.
So that's why that you got exactly the same price. It's like 5 point something, 0.5.
Yeah. So you've rounded up to two decimal places. Yeah.
Brand C, again, is the high viscosity.
Yeah.
And that's 0.66 pence a gram. Brand F is £22 for 250, which is 0.08 pence, which is actually really good. However, what I would say is you can only buy resiners from their website. Yeah. And for the UK, it's a £7 delivery charge.
Yep.
So down the bottom,
does adds a little bit onto it.
I feel that adds quite a bit onto it.
Yeah.
And that makes it 0.16 pence per gram.
Yeah.
Because you've got to take that into consideration.
Yeah.
I feel. And then the B is for 300 grams is 0.04 pence.
Okay.
Per gram. And the overall winner was indeed craft resin.
Okay.
So it was, I found it really interesting that the smelliest ones, I say smelliest, the two that I could smell were the J Diction and the Let's Resin, which I think have been in the UV market a lot lot
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas Resiners is relatively new.
Yeah.
I think that only came out, I don't know,
I have no idea.
6-8 months ago, something like that.
Right.
And craft resin literally has only just come out. So I find it quite interesting that the older brands smell, but the new ones, I couldn't, there was nothing. Which one will we be buying in future? I think probably craft resin, to be honest.
Yeah.
Simply because we already use.
I was going to say we use their
epoxy resin.
Yep.
We already use their deep pour.
Yeah.
I desperately want to try their tabletop.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I for me personally, that would be my recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
But
each to their own.
Exactly. Each to their own. I did try to make it as fair as I possibly could between the things. I will put a copy of the chart, the score chart, the full score chart up on the community page.
Yeah.
If anybody is desperately wants to see it.
And if anybody's got any questions about the testing and that, I do have all of the footage.
Oh my goodness, yes he does.
So, you know, if somebody wants to see that, I can do that.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm not trying to.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying
like,
that I've got
you
all
know.
the footage. So if there's any queries, I can actually go through all of your tests.
Yeah.
And
like I say, I tried to make it as accurate and as scientific and as rigorous as I could, but obviously, you know, let's be realistic. I'm sat in my spare bedroom, so it's not going to be that scientific, is it?
It's not a spare bedroom; it's a cave.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm sat in the cave. Yes, but it is actually our spare bedroom.
Well, not anymore.
No, now it's our cave. But when we put the house for sale, it'll be the spare bedroom.
When?
Well, sooner or later, I'm going to outgrow this. I'll need more glitter space. And on that note, if you have liked our creative sort of chaos, please do feel free to hit that like button.
While you're down there, why not give the subscribe a little tickle as well?
Indeed. And if you've stayed this long, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And let us know what you think in the comments. Hopefully, we will see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Take care and bye for now.
Bye for now.